This is Leon Ferrante speaking with Ann Whitby, an artist from the ArtHouse art group in Adelaide. Hi Ann, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your art?
Hi Leon, and thank you for this opportunity. It's lovely to speak with you. So I've been practicing as a visual artist consistently for around 15 years now, and I'm truly blessed and thankful to my family and friends who've supported me over the and encouraged me. And I have a little story here. So recently someone asked me about if I'm still painting, and I confirmed yes. And they said how it's a lovely pastime. And I was like, I answered politely, yeah. And afterwards I thought, well, what is a pastime? And is that what I'm doing? Yeah, so I thought, well, creating, painting and making for me, it's not just a hobby. It's something I do for myself.
It's a disease.
It's like that. Creating is putting all the things I've learned into practice. So all the colour theory, drawing techniques, preparation to create a body of work. And it's not a pastime, it's using my skills as being an artist. It brings meaning to my life through setting goals and challenges. And I love that I'm constantly learning and learning from others and learning about myself. And while I don't make a living off being an artist, I make a life worth living.
Could you tell us about Campbelltown ArtHouse and the role that it plays a bit more?
I see the Campbelltown ArtHouse in a role of making a difference to other people's lives. And the ArtHouse offers the local community a rare gem that provides like-minded people as a place to interact and create. Its beauty is that it's a welcoming place, no matter what your artistic skills. And I've often referred to it as a place with a sense of belonging. And it's the importance of this like-minded people connecting, the excitement of the first-time exhibitors, the first time joining in a group exhibition that truly reflects the ArtHouse's purpose.
And I believe you were instrumental in setting up the ArtHouse. Could you tell us the story of how that came about?
Sure. So initially my first connection with the group, what would become the ArtHouse, was I met James Parker on a street corner. So they were drawing on the pavement, and so it was a project for Harmony Day that was in conjunction with the McGill Primary School. And so it was a combination of works that the kids had done, and James had choreographed a final drawing, and then there was poetry involved with Joseph. So I was just driving past, and I had to stop, have a look, and then I got talking with Ann Charlie from the council at that stage, and she talked to me about this concept of an art group getting together and they're trying to find a space to work together, in the community.
So what did you do? Did you just sort of walk in there and start it up?
We had a lot of work to do to get the space ready. So for me, I wanted to make a social space people to come and work. So I initiated a social art day, and of course there was just me to start with.
That's what I heard. You just went there and started painting, waiting for
so I would just go and do my own art, and eventually people would come, but it took a while.
But that's a beautiful story, because it's that old thing that if you set it up and get it ready, eventually the people will come.
Yes.
And you don't worry about trying to get the people there. Eventually it happens.
Yes, and people often came in and say, I feel like I'm at home now.
So what do you like about being an artist, and what is your motivation?
I enjoy being absorbed in my artwork and watching it develop. I create for myself, I don't create for anyone else. I don't worry about doing it for any other purpose. The process is sometimes full of problem solving, which I really enjoy. But then on the other end of the spectrum, I enjoy the process of doing something intuitive and impulsive, like gestural drawing, so life drawing. My mum always said I had a pencil in my hand from as young as you can remember. And I've always enjoyed art throughout school, but then I didn't pursue it as any further after that until I was 30 years old. And it wasn't until my children were later in their primary years that I seriously took on art study. I initiated that at Martin Senior College, and there I reclaimed my passion for art, and I saw potential in myself that I hadn't really realised before. I completed a Certificate 4 in Painting and Drawing at Martin Senior College later on, and then I started a degree at Adelaide Central School of Art.
Okay.
And there I met many, great creative people, and I've found that it's helped my personal development as an artist, and the learning process, it was on my terms to suit my family.
So what would you like to do with your art now and in the future?
So right now what means most to me is to use my artistic capabilities to help those in need. For example, I want to run workshops for the women's domestic violence shelter.
Yeah.
Reaching people who truly deserve a break is meaningful to me. I was attempting to do this a few years back, but when COVID hit, it meant that the shelter was out of bounds, and as many things changed at that time. But hopefully I can organise something this year.
And what would you like to see, say, for children in terms of art development, facilitation and access?
For children, I would love to see a more innovative curriculum, and an option for access to developmental arts practice that's similar to what's available for adults.
Yeah. So what are your strongest influences and favourite subjects, mediums and materials?
So my strongest influence in general is colour. So colour inspires me and motivates me when I'm working, and I work in any medium and I never settle on one. It keeps things interesting for me. I really love styles of the artists from the early 20th century. Art Nouveau inspires me. I think part of that might come from my mum, because she loves very ornate things, and I've always tried to mimic her handwriting, which growing up, which is very cursive, very flowy.
What is the most difficult thing you have faced as an artist?
We're often our own worst critic, and it's true. And I think we all have that voice inside us that casts doubts in our mind, and we need to just let it come and then let it go and say, we're good enough, I am an artist.
Yes. So how do you know when a work is done, when you've finished?
Yeah, I know it's a common one that people often overstep it. They think, I should have stopped an hour ago or something. But for me, I just find it's best just to go slow, weigh it a day, go back and look at your work. I take things, make sure you look at it from a distance, put it in different light. So I put it inside, outside. So where you're working in the studio, it's a different light to where it may hang on a wall. And so I look at it from that perspective, and does it need something changed?
Yeah. Well, that's probably about it for today.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you, Anne, for sharing your story and ideas with us, and I'd like to thank you on behalf of the ArtHouse members and myself for forming the art group and maintaining it for many years. It's a wonderful community initiative and is very important for many people. I love it. I love going there. It's great and everybody's friendly. So thank you very much that you made it happen.
Well, thank you, Leon. Thanks for joining in the ArtHouse and doing what you're doing to support it.
Thank you. Well done.